Hey you guys, it's Crystal from the Abundantly Blessed Homestead, where we use the wisdom of our ancestors to make amazing, nourishing, delicious meals for our family and grow some of our own food. Today, I'm coming to you from the pantry. We're going to talk about kefir, specifically milk kefir. I'm going to show you guys how to make it, how easy it is to make it. We're going to talk about all the benefits. And just in case you're in the market for kefir grains, I do sell them. They're only $5. So check that out. The link's down below. If you shop around, they're like $16 and higher plus shipping everywhere else. So only $5 and you can try out this amazing drink. So let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and go over some of the facts about kefir. I wrote them all down. So yes, I'll be looking at notes. Hopefully it doesn't annoy too many of you, but I'm saving you guys time researching on the internet. Okay. So I already knew this, but kefir, it's pronounced kefir. Okay. I just don't like the word fear. So I say it kefir because there's the kefir group and the kefir group. You can choose to say it however you would like. But it's a Russian drink, which is why it's pronounced kefir. And it's basically a mix of bacteria and yeast that have a symbiotic relationship that make the kefir liquid. Okay. And it's very, very similar to the process of making kombucha, if you've ever done that. So basically, some of the benefits are obviously when you drink this, it's an amazing, healthy punch to your microbiome in your gut. In fact, they had a couple of different studies come out, one of which was on kefir milk that had been made with milk from goats. And I'm going to read you guys the amounts. So this actually got sent to a lab. And this was... the study found 10 billion CFU per ml, which mLs are just like tiny, what is it, like half a teaspoon or something? Or to put it into your mind a little better, 150 billion CFU of beneficial bacteria per tablespoon. Or if you can drink 8 ounces a day, you'll be getting 2.4 trillion CFU per cup. So this is a huge, overall microbiome boost. And it's so easy to do. I'm going to show you how to do it in here in just a minute. So other benefits are it's high in protein. In 1 cup, there's 11 grams of protein. Also high in calcium. It provides 30% of your daily calcium if you go by the government's recommendations. Also a good source of vitamin D. And if it's from animals that have been eating grass and converting that stuff into beneficial vitamin A and K, 1 into K2, then it'll have all those ingredients in there as well. Those nice nutrients. It also has something that's called AHA, which is alpha hydroxy acid, which is good for your skin. So it's a way to nourish your skin from the inside. You can also apply it if you wanted to, but this is more of a drinking application. It also has something that's called tryptophan, which raises your serotonin levels in the brain, which is so cool. And like I said before, it has about 60 species of beneficial probiotics in the kefir itself. And as we already talked about, it increases your microbiome in your gut. So just in case you're in the market for kefir grains, this is what they look like. Okay. And I ship them out in a cute little package. Okay. Comes directly to your door. $5. There's no shipping. And I send them to you, and there's directions that are instantly emailed to you. But basically, to give you a synopsis of what you have to do is you just take your kefir grains, you introduce them to milk, small amount of milk, and you're dumping that milk out after a certain amount of time and refreshing it until it starts to turn into kefir. So your milk, you're going to notice, is going to start to thicken. If the cream rises to the top of your milk, it's not quite ready yet. You need to go ahead and discard that and start over again, because what should happen is the beneficial bacteria in the kefir should turn your milk into kefir without the cream separating to the top with a visible line. I don't know if this is going to show up on camera or not, but what you're looking for to know that your kefir is done is these little pockets of whey. It's not really showing up that well, but it's like a clear fluid like you have in store-bought yogurt. If you've ever opened one and there's that clear stuff on the top, that is what you're looking for. You're looking for pockets of that. So we know this is done. This is a ½ gallon size jar. I make a ½ a gallon every 24 hours for my family of 8. And that's how you know it's done. It just sits out at room temperature between 68 and 72 degrees, and it just does its thing. I'm going to show you exactly how to do this, but you basically fill a jar with some milk and you add your grains and just let it sit. I'm going to show you guys how to strain this out and harvest it, and we'll give it a good feeding, and then you guys will know exactly how to make your own kefir. Let's go get it done. In the kitchen, and the radio is gently playing in the background, so if you hear Christmas music, that's what that's about. But all you need to strain out the kefir is some sort of container. I'm going to use a pitcher because I do have a half gallon of brewing kefir right here. You're also going to need a metal strainer, fine mesh strainer. And I'm just going to place this over the gallon size pitcher. I'm going to angle the camera down so you guys can see what I'm talking about here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and open up my jar. I'm going to give it a stir because a lot of times those kefir grains will go right to the top. And it can kind of have a situation where when you go to pour this into here, it'll kind of all glop out and it makes a huge mess. So all I'm going to do is fill up my strainer with kefir. I'm just going to take a spoon and we just work it around. And as I'm doing this, there's kefir that's coming through the bottom into the gallon size pitcher. Some people will tell you you can't use metal with kefir. I've been using metal utensils and a metal strainer for almost 10 years now with my kefir with no problem. So don't fear using metal utensils. A lot of people say you have to use plastic, but I never have, and it's worked just fine for me. So these are the actual kefir grains that are left here. I'll just show you. It's like a little cauliflower type mixture, almost looks like cottage cheese. Those are the kefir grains. Okay, so basically what happens next is everything that's in this lower chamber down here is milk kefir, and it's ready to be transferred into a cup or into a container for your refrigerator. And then these grains will go right back into the, we're going to go right back into, sorry, I drew a blank. These are going to go right back into the jar, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and finish straining this, and I'll bring you guys back. I've dumped the rest of it in here. We're just going to finish getting it all the way out of the kefir grains. And then I'll show you guys how to feed it here. So it's not necessary to get all of it out. I just try to get most of it out. And then we're going to put it right back into the same jar. Usually I wash my jar every couple of uses. But you'll find that your kefir gets the most thickened and I think has the best flavor if you use the stuff that's on the side of the jar here to boost the milk a little bit faster than just using the grains alone. I know the same thing applies to things like sourdough. So let me go grab some milk and we're going to add it to the kefir grains that are now at the bottom of this jar. We have our own dairy goats here, so it's going to come from a couple of jars. So I'm just adding the dairy straight to it. And I go to about the 1-inch headspace because it is fermented, so we don't want to go too high up on the jar because it will overflow. And then I just simply put a lid on it. The lid is not ever cranked all the way down. It just kind of sits on there to allow airflow. But this will sit, like I said, at room temperature between 68 and 72 degrees. This takes my amount of kefir grains, which is about 1/4 cup, about 24 hours to do. So this will be ready tomorrow morning for breakfast. So that's it. That's how easy it is to make kefir, which is really, really an awesome way to get trillions of beneficial bacteria into your family every single day. You can use it in smoothies, which is what one of our favorite ways is to use it. You can also just like blend it into the blender with some fruit and maybe some honey and serve it with the children's breakfast. It's another easy way to get it in. As I stated before, if you guys are wanting to try this out, I do have kefir grains. They're $5. The link is down below. All you do is click it, pay with your form of payment, and I ship it to you. And that's it. That's all there is to it. If you guys have any other questions, please comment down below and I'll answer your questions. Let's keep the conversation going, and I'll see you guys in the next one.